Hey everybody, there we are. Hey, good morning and welcome to Rally Hungary, round 4 of the championship, and this is our first live here at the end of the stages here. It started last night here in Hungary. We've been live on ERC radio right throughout the morning. We've had 2 stages so far today. 3 stages have been running here in Hungary. This weekend we've got 16 stages, and if we could just walk up the road here, we're live obviously on all the outlets at the moment. We're live on ERC radio at the other stage, at stage number 3 of the event, but this is stage number 4, and it is absolutely beautiful compared to last year. Let's just have a quick 360 and show you where we are. We've got the vineyards growing over here. We've got all the wine. We're in like a kind of famous wine region up here. The stage is ending in a village called Mad, which is quite cool. So we might be mad to be here, but the weather is absolutely glorious today. And if you just look, the clouds are fluffing up, so we might get a little bit of rain possibly later on today. Maybe tomorrow, but we'll look at the weather forecast as we go on. I'm Chris Roars, and we are live at the stop line of this one, which is just short loop round. This stage was run last year and it was crazy. It caught out so many drivers because of the heavy rain that we had when we were here in Hungary 12 months ago. It was the last rally of the season, and you can believe it here on the November. Due to COVID, this is the 4th rally of the season. We're going to Gran Canaria after this. We're going to Belgium, to Spa after this round of the championship. So it's not the season showdown this weekend here in Hungary. But what is unique about this stage, we're going to be live all weekend on our social media outlets and on ERC radio, and we've got a highlights program each night on Eurosport. You've got to look at the unique camber. Now, I don't know whether, Carlo, you can just crouch down holding the camera, but look at the camber on this stage here. It's weird. It's really weird. That's the best way to describe it, because we've got this V in the middle of the road, and because of the heavy rain here and because of the vineyards, you know, the water runs off the fields into this natural channel in the middle of the road. It's kind of like the sort of stuff that you would see in the Azores, but this caught out so many drivers last year when the ERC was last in Hungary, but we'll see what happens today. It's dry tarmac today. There's been no rain overnight. It was around about 5-6 degrees Celsius this morning. This is the zero car coming towards us, or the double zero car coming through. We've got some classic kind of BMW action out in the stage today. But we've got a double zero car as a BMW, the zero car's a BMW. We're going to talk to the co-driver of the zero car, who was a regular competitor in the ERC a few years ago, Zoltan Besnier. Now, Zoltan was driving the Honda Civic a few years ago, and he was a big name. You remember him. He was co-driven by Juliana, and they drove that Honda Civic to victory in the ERC category multiple times. But unfortunately, Zoltan, who had a road traffic accident a few years ago, was paralyzed, and unfortunately he can't drive anymore, so he's co-driving this weekend. He was co-driving the zero car last weekend as well, but this is where the action happens at the end of the stage. This is the timing tent, and these are the guys here. Everyone's wearing the face masks, and we're kind of good to go. So it's lovely to see you this morning. Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. Yeah, go. So we're kind of ready at the end of the stage. Yeah, I think we're kind of good to go. The opening stage today, if we just have a look, yeah, the opening stage today, it was not so bad. Drivers getting to grips with the tricky conditions here. Let's just whiz round. I'm going to go and have a quick word with Zoltan, who's on the co-driving, and then we'll talk about the stages this morning. Zoltan, hey, we'll just get the camera. We're live on Facebook, on social media outlets and so on, but Zoltan, just talk to me about this stage particularly. It's a lot different to how it was last year.
Yeah, it's a lot different because it's much drier, but you know, because we don't see now the mud and the water. It's interesting because we crashed the car 2 or 3 times in different places because the tarmac is so I don't know how can we say, but more or less shitty. So, and you know, we are much faster than last year here. So yeah, we have to be very careful. I think there will be some problems with the suspensions and the punctures also.
How are you feeling as well? It's been 12 months since I last saw you. How are you keeping? Everything okay?
Everything okay, but the Mitsubishi is much faster than the Peugeot was. So yeah, my work is much harder and much faster too, but it's enjoyable.
That's good, Zoltan. Oh, hang on. I got my cable stuck around your thing in there, so that's good. Right, Zoltan, great to see you. We'll catch up with you later on today. So, Zoltan Besnay, Hungarian legend as well and TV superstar. But there he goes. That's Zoltan Besnay. He's departs the stop line. Right, if we just swing around, what's great about this event this weekend, and kind of hasn't happened on other rounds of the European Championship this season, is that we've been running the ERC rallies behind closed doors. And I talk about the global pandemic, the COVID situation that has really screwed up the motorsport calendar this year. We're kind of nearly, and I hate to say it, but kind of back to normal in Hungary this weekend. Hungary's closed its borders. You have to have a lot of paperwork to get into the country, COVID tests and all the other bits and pieces to prove that you're clear of COVID-19 before you come into to the country. And of course we're working in strict social bubbles, and it's, you know, to socially distance from each other, and keeping ourselves safe is the best way to say it. But what is good here, if we swing the camera around, just a few people at the end of the stage, see all the cars parked here? These are spectator cars. So we got spectators actually on the event for the first time. It's not run behind closed doors, but the spectators are here only if they adhere to strict social distancing as well, and you know, stay within their bubbles and keep a safe distance from people that aren't in their family. But it's great to be back, and it's got that feeling as well. Last night at the super special stage, just to have spectators lining the banks, wearing their face masks, watching the cars in the dark, it kind of brought a bit more atmosphere back to the FIA European Rally Championship, and it's great to be back. So we are at the end of the stage. My phone is buzzing away. Have we got look is into the stage now. We've had a 5-minute delay to the start of the stage, so that is the reason why we haven't got any cars coming through here just yet. The rally is absolutely fantastic. The weather is beautiful today. The first test of the day was 14.45 kilometers in length. Then we went on to the long one at 23.90 k's in length, and then 10.85. Julian Porter is live on ERC radio, just talking to the ERC junior drivers at the end of that stage at the moment. And then this one, 10.24 kilometers around the vineyards here. Well, what a morning it's been. Last year, you remember, it was Chris Ingram and Alexei Lukanuk battling down to the wire. The one that came out on top last year here in Hungary was the one that won the ERC title. Well, it's not the case this year. Chris Ingram isn't here, but Alexei Lukanuk is here, leading the championship's points at the moment. Lukanuk is into the stage. Quite happy with his road position today as well. Lukanuk running first on the road. Because of the shorter format of the ERC at this part of the season, we've got a 4-day event. So we have 2 days of recce, and then we have 2 days of rally. So the only time that the drivers can compete in the event or get used to the surface on the event is in a pre-event test at the start of the week. So Lukanuk had a pre-event test with Santalok earlier in the week, and then they recce'd on Thursday and Friday this week. There was no free practice, and there was no qualifying stage yesterday, and there was basically no shakedown like we had in FAF just a few weeks ago. So basically running in championship order on the road this weekend. So Lukanuk, leading the championship, is out in front, first car on the road today. So he benefits basically from a cleaner road surface. Lukanuk is enjoying himself. I've spoken to him at the second stage of the day today. Lukanuk was happy with that. However, new boy, kind of new boy, Andreas Mickelson. Now, Mickelson has competed on the European Championship before moving up to the World Rally Championship and driving for the likes of Volkswagen, and he's had a long history, Andreas Mickelson, with the Volkswagen Audi group, driving Skodas in the ERC, driving Skodas when it was the IRC, the Intercontinental Rally Challenge a few years ago, and he was IRC champion was Andreas Mickelson when he was driving for Skoda UK. So he's back in the car this weekend, back in a Skoda Fabia, and back with Ola Fluim, and he's back out in front and back out on top, leading the rally at the moment by 0.5 of a second after stage number 3. Stage number 4 he's completed a short while ago. He's leading the rally over Alexei Lukanuk by 1 second at the moment. So leading by 1 second is Mickelson, and it's kind of, we were expecting Mickelson to be fighting at the top, but all can play for. We've got 16 stages this weekend here in Hungary, so it's not over yet. Mickelson might be leading at the moment, but as we saw in the final stage of the season last year, the final stage of Rally Hungary last year, it was right down to the wire. Punctures are an issue in this part of the world, particularly tomorrow in some of the bumpy stages. But if we look up, the helicopter's up in the sky, we can hear the first car coming towards us now. I think Lukanuk is lying second. Craig Breen 13.4 seconds behind Lukanuk. But look at this as we just zoom the camera around and point up towards Lukanuk, who's coming towards us, and let's see what he has to say as he crosses the line, and we'll wrap up his morning. Lukanuk stops. Let's have a word with Lukanuk as he just takes his helmet off. First car through them with 5 minutes 45.2. Whoops, throwing my phone around. Alexei, great to see you at the end of the morning. Happy with your tyre choice this morning, and of course happy with your road position. How was it?
It was not bad. All in all, I think we should be happy. We adjusted the car. On this stage, the bonnet started to open, so I reduced the speed a lot, not to let it flip up. Lost a lot of time.
Why did you have the bonnet open before the start of the stage? Were you checking inside the bonnet and forgot to put the pins up, or did they just rattle off?
No, the pin is damaged, and it seems it opens automatically.
Okay, all right, thanks, Alexei. That's the Lukanuk is through with the bonnet pin slightly loose, so he nearly lost the bonnet pin there. Very muddy car for Oliver Solberg as he comes through. Solberg just with a new team this weekend, driving for the Eurosol team. Get himself sorted out. Oliver, talk to us about this stage and talk to us about your morning as well. How was it?
This was a very enjoyable stage. It's a little bit like Germany, but it was not perfect. But this was a very difficult morning. I've learned a lot, definitely, and it's a new car to learn. And these very tricky conditions, I just taken it very easy. It was probably the wrong tire choice for this morning, you know. So, you know, that's how it is. I'm still happy. I think I'm around 4th, so it looks very good, and I'm happy. So it's just, that's the wrong tire choice happens, and that's a part of the learning. Yeah.
Thank you very much, Oliver. That's great to see you. So wrong tire choice for him this morning. So he's got the cross pattern set up. He's got a rain tire on the back, and he's got a dry on the front left. So that is, and then Gregoire Munster. Sorry, I haven't got one. Sorry, I've got no stone for the back. I'm sorry. Anyway, Gregoire just sorting himself out. So we'll just look at the rain tyres on the front left. So he's got the crisscross pattern. Gregoire, crisscross pattern of tyres for you today. I'll just wait for you to get your face mask on. Get yourself sorted. Get it the right way up. Looks cool. Yeah, talk to me about the tyre choice this morning, and what about this stage?
Yeah, so in general we took the rain tire for sure in the first one. It was a bit easier in a tricky condition, but here it's too soft, so it makes it even tricky because you just don't have the grip because the tire is overheating. We did a really good stage, but I spun in the last corner, so we lost the time.
Okay, thanks very much. That's Gregoire Munster. So he's got the crisscross tyre pattern we saw in Pfaff. So just crossing the tyres over. So rain tyre front left, rear right. Right, Craig Breen through. Craig, how was it this morning? A couple of mistakes on the first one, but how was the rest of it?
Yeah, the other one's been quite okay. always complain. People standing in there. They've obviously got no idea where the car can go if it goes out of control. Very, very fast sections, and they're just standing next to the road. So I ask, please do something the next time around, because it's so dangerous like that.
Okay, thanks very much, Craig. So we'll get that sorted out. Let's see what he has to say. This is Andreas Mickelson leading the rally at the moment. So let's wait for Andreas to take his helmet off at the end of the stage, get his balaclava sorted.
Yeah, we had a good start to the morning. This stage was fine. I had the hard tires and it was quite not a bad tire choice overall, but just a shame with the spin. If not, we could have a good gap. But anyway, we increased it to Alex in this stage, so that's good.
Tell me about the spectators in the stage. There are quite a few spectators in here.
Yeah, there was quite a lot of spectators. So looks like I don't know, 8 months ago.
All right, thanks very much, Andreas. Nice to see you at the end of the morning loop at stages. See how muddy the car is from the first stages. But this one's nice and dry. Okay, moving up. Let's just get Miko Marcek to move the car down. If we just go back a bit, Carlo, for a minute, don't bump into that. Oh, whoop, whoop, there we are. Just get Miko to pull the car down a little bit. Now Miko's struggling with the rear diff in the car on the second stage of the day today. High temperature of that. Miko's struggling with the rear diff. Have you managed to have a look at the rear differential, see what the problem is with it?
Yeah, on this stage that was okay, just a little bit less than maximum, but you can see how hard is the stage and the gravel part with bumps. Our window is crashed here. And yeah, it's nice fun, because staying on the start, I was thinking that it's a bad idea to be here on the slick because there is a lot of gravel everywhere. But then suddenly in some parts it's a lot of grip, and it's good to be on the slick tire. Another big experience for me, the ERC, it's a perfect choice for me to be better and better driver from every round to the next round, and I'm happy.
Pozdrawiam serdecznie wszystkich kibiców z Polski. Jesteśmy na mecie tutaj pierwszej pętli. Nie była to łatwa pętla. Na drugim odcinku przegrzał nam się tylny dyfer. Teraz pękła nam szyba z przodu na jednym z podbić, bo po prostu tak wyboista jest ta droga. Staramy się jak możemy, ale w Polsce w ogóle nie było takich odcinków specjalnych, gdy jeździliśmy w Mistrzostwach Polski. To jest mój pierwszy raz w takim błocie, bagnie i na szutrze na sliku.
We're gonna go. You're holding Efra and Lorena up, but nice to see you. That is, there we go. Thanks very much. Let's get Lorena in now. So, Efren, Miko keeps talking all the time, but how was it for you?
I think it's one of my favorite stages of the rally. It's so cool to be here. The atmosphere is quite good, but time is not good. But I really enjoy it during the stage.
Thanks very much. That's Lorena through. Let's just walk around the car here. Let's have a look at the back of it. You can see how muddy the cars are for this morning. It's kind of like a dry baked-on mud. But Efran goes through. He was through last year. You got the helicopter as well that's coming towards us. Now we can wave, hopefully. If this works as a synchronization, it's quite cool, because we've got Manu and Eric in the back of our helicopter. They're just flying across the top of the vineyards at the moment, which looks so cool, doesn't it? That's probably just the best job in the world, provided you take a sick bag with you, but they're flying along. Now, Eric Sykes, front right, has a problem for Eric as he comes through. With Disznoko, just pull forward just a little bit further, making a mistake in the there. Eric, how was the short one through the camera with us. What happened in stage number 2?
I don't know exactly. We went off like 2.5 minutes after we get out. I didn't. I had the seatbelts, so I need to put. I stopped, put the seatbelts on, and go. So yeah, a little bit disaster for us, but what should I tell? It's a rally, and if you are pushing, it can happen. So
C'est la vie. There you go. Thanks very much, Eric. Good luck. Best of luck for this afternoon. So hope that goes okay. So Eric Seitz off the road this morning, having a little bit of a disaster. Just making that mistake and losing time. It's quite warm here at the end of the stage. Got a bit of a dab on. It's November, but yeah, pretty hot, pretty hot. Okay, as we can see, the helicopter is just swinging around, tracking the next car coming towards us. So Eric Seitz is on his way. This is coming over the brow of the hill as the helicopter crabs sideways. And after Eric Seitz, Norbert Herzig. He is the petrol station postboy, as we've been calling him this weekend. Norbert Herzig, he's sponsored by MOL, coming towards us. This is our multiple Hungarian champion, comes into sight, comes down towards the end of the stage. Norbert Herzig's here. Let's hear from him in Hungarian and English at the end of the stage. Oops. And then Norbert, it's amazing watching the helicopter following you through the vineyards. How was the stage and how was your morning as well?
It was a good picture for us, yeah. We realized as well. We enjoyed this loop and this stage as well. It was more better than the last year. Until this time in the last year we got 2 punctures and now nothing. So we are really happy. Unfortunately, we made some mistake on the first stage, today of the first stage, but okay, we go on, and the end of the rally just tomorrow. That's good.
Just in some words in Hungarian as well before you go, just for the local guys.
Köszönöm szépen, hogy ennyien buzdítotok, borzasztó jól esik nekünk, látjuk kívülről, hogy mennyien vagytok magyarok, és ez így óriási előnyt ad. Remélem, hogy az első gyorságin összeszedett kis hátrányunkat, amit csináltunk hibát, azt le fogjuk tudni dolgozni, úgyhogy haladunk tovább. Köszönjük szépen!
Thanks very much. That's Norbert Herzig through to the end of this stage. So a little bit of a short and sweet day today here on our first Facebook and our first live of the day. Just looking at the times on the board, the fastest through, if I could refresh the times and get myself up to date with how we're doing. Norbert Herzig through. That's the last car we're going to be talking to at the end of this stage. Well, with the morning stages completed here, we've had where are we up to? 5, stage number 5, which is where we're at. Andreas Mickelson is out in front now by 5.1 seconds here. Alexei Lukanuk is second. Craig Breen is third overall. Join us on ERC Radio. We're going to continue talking to all of our drivers at the end of this stage on ERC Radio. But from us live at the moment, we'll be back at the next stage after service. But let's just switch before we go off air and flick.
80. 30 line, 4 venstre pluss, halv, 80. 94 pluss, 70 meter. 94 halvlang. 40, kort flatt, han høyre åpner 80 meter, det betyr 2 minus. 2 venstre. 80, hopp, hold venstre side, 74 venstre minus rundt ball, 4 venstre minus rundt ball, 40 meter ned for 2 pluss rundt ball, 240, venstre side ved start, 74 venstre, 74 venstre halv, 40 ned for hårnål, inn, ned for hårnål, inn, 30, 2 høyre pluss halvlang, 2 pluss halvlang, åpner, 70. 3 venstre, åpner køtt halvlang, 3 åpner køtt halvlang. 40. 80 linen, 2 høyre minus, 80 linen, 2 høyre minus, 2 venstre. 80. Hopp, hold høyre side, 50, kort flattekst høyre, 70, 3 venstre pluss 50 meter. 30, køtt kort, 4 pluss Tett kortfire pluss 30, mail i 4 venstre pluss 3, 120. Kort 4 venstre pluss 30, kort 4 høyre, 200 til mål. 70, 30 line, 4 venstre pluss. Da tok den altså.
Ja.